Hello, my name is Mark Ferry. I'm an attorney at law. Are you here to take a closer look at my everyday duties? Well, you should have seen my last case. Remember this poor woman found dead in her bathtub? That was intense. I'm sorry, that wasn't very sensitive of me. Still, the case was huge, and got on the media too. Heard about that? Yes? No? My point is, we're in the middle of a slow season. At least I am. Like there aren't any crimes during summer. What nonsense. But first, I'd like to introduce our extremely reliable, irreplaceable secretary, Miss Podnick. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ferry. There was a phone call from the court. They wanted to talk with you.
A phone call from the court? Did they state their business?
Yes, they requested you take a case as a public defender.
A public defender? What did you tell them?
I was confused a bit and told them that you are a private attorney, but they claimed that you're on the list.
Well, I guess I am.
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
Well, it was a long time ago. I tried public defense after completing my degree. Wanted to do something for the community, for people economically underprivileged.
But you haven't taken any case as a public defender since I started working here, have you?
That's true. I took some of these cases at the beginning of my career, and at some point I ended up here in my dad's office. So when they were calling me from the court, I turned them down once, then for the second time.
I understand.
I thought I'd sent my resignation. Well, it seems I'm still on it.
I told the court that you'd give the answer as soon as possible. Shall I make a call and tell them about your refusal?
No, tell them I accept.
I'm sorry?
I'm serious. I thought I'd have a lot of work after the red bathtub case, but I was wrong. I need to occupy myself with another case.
I understand, but maybe you'd like me to at least check what this case is about?
Please do. I can take any case now.
Of course. I'll let the court know about your decision and ask for more details then.
Excellent. I'll be around.
Hello, this is the Ferry and Sonneberg office. I'm calling back on behalf of Mr. Mark Ferry. Yes, he agreed to represent the client. Yes, I'll wait. Yes, I'm here. Do you have our fax number? Mm-hmm. Of course. Thank you. Have a nice day. Goodbye. I talked with the court. Here are the documents. Please check the nature of the case. One of the pages is the letter of acceptance. You need to sign it and then I'll fax it back. Or you can send it from your office if you prefer.
No need to wait. Thank you, Mrs. Potnick. I'll pick it up on my way out. Okay, what do we have here? Mr. Owen Williams, 25 years old, African American, married. He's still in the detention center because he didn't bail himself out. And what are you charged with, Mr. Williams? Wow. Drug distribution? Participation in an organized criminal group? What have I gotten myself into? The previous public attorney has passed away, so the court urgently needed another lawyer. They found me. Raylan Jackson. Ruthless and ambitious. Won't be easy with this guy. I should call the DA's office to schedule the meeting.
District Detention Center.
Hello, this is Mark Ferry. I'm the public defender for Mr. Owen Williams. He's kept in custody awaiting the trial. I'd like to visit him.
Mr. Williams? Yes, we have him in the register. And are you his attorney?
Yes, public defender.
I have a different name here. Mr. Percy Morgan. But that's not you, right?
Yes, that was the previous attorney, but he passed away. Maybe the court hasn't passed you the information yet.
When did you get the nomination?
Maybe a half hour ago?
Hold on. Maybe we got a fax from the court, but we haven't updated our registers yet. Hello?
Yes?
There is a fax from the court. It seems your information is correct. We'll make the necessary changes in the documentation.
So, when can I meet my client?
Today, we're accepting guests between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m.
I'll be there. Thanks. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
District Attorney's Office.
Hello, this is Mark Ferry. I'm calling from the Ferry and Sonnenberg office. I'd like to make an appointment with Mr. Raylan Jackson.
The purpose of your visit, sir?
I want to speak with Mr. Jackson about the case DS35789 and to receive an access to gathered evidence and other case-related information. I'm representing the defendant.
One moment, please. Mr. Ferry?
I'm here.
Thank you for your patience. The prosecutor will meet you today. He's available from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please come anytime. Oh, and please take any document which confirms your identity, of course.
Thank you very much. I'll be there. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, I almost forgot about that letter of acceptance. I should get back to Miss Potnick before I leave. Miss Potnick, I'm leaving. I need my letter of acceptance back. Thanks. I'll see you later. Good day.
Good day, sir. Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to visit my client.
First and last name of the defendant?
Owen Williams.
May I see your ID?
Hectic as usual, no matter if it's summer holiday or any other season. Good day.
Good day, sir. Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to visit my client.
First and last name of the defendant?
Owen Williams.
May I? Ah, yes. We got the notification from the court about the changes in Mr. Williams' legal representation. We've already made necessary changes in the register, and you'll be able to meet your client shortly.
Perfect. Thank you.
Please wait, sir, until we summon you.
Right. Thank you.
Mr. Ferry,
That's me.
please follow me.
That man over there must be Owen Williams.
Take your time, sir.
Good day, Mr. Williams. I'm Mark Ferry from Ferry and Sonnenberg. How do you do?
Hi. Well, I'm all right, I guess. Who are you?
I'm your new lawyer, Mr. Williams. Didn't you get the notice?
No, I didn't. Where's Mr. Morgan? I haven't heard from him for quite a while.
All I know is he passed away. I don't know the details, but I can ask somebody if you want.
There's no need. So are we starting over then? I've already been here for 2 months.
You don't have to worry about the procedures. There'll be no further delays. You have my word on that. I have access to all the evidence, and I'm in contact with the prosecution.
All right. I guess I'm going to trust you, Mr. Ferry. Ferry.
Thank you.
So, what do you need from me?
Mr. Williams, I'd like you to tell me more about yourself.
All right. What would you like to know?
What's your occupation?
I'm a freelance taxi driver mostly. Sometimes I do some errands. I deliver parcels as a courier.
An independent taxi driver career? Is it difficult to compete with the organized taxi corporations?
It isn't, because in fact, I often work for them as a contractor. I have my own car, so I don't have to rely on the company's vehicles. I also have my own regular clients.
I see. And who are they? Were they those people whom you worked for the last time?
God, no. I didn't have a clue they were gangsters. I have my ad in the phone book, so I pick up some calls for different requests. Sometimes people in the neighborhood hire me beforehand for an exact date because they have some things to settle and need a driver. But of course, for most of the time, I'm in the street and pick up strangers.
Have you got a list of your regular clients?
Sure, my wife can provide you with that. Mostly, there are normal people from the neighborhood.
Your wife, you say. Can you tell me about your family life a bit?
Yeah, I'm married to Susan. We have a small kid, Greg. I love that little rascal so much. We live in the South Side, so the neighborhood isn't the most representative, but there are many good and honest people living there. My parents are still alive. They run a grocery store, and my wife's a nurse at the hospital.
What about your parents-in-law?
What about them?
Are you on good terms with them?
Well, I guess so, but Mr. Richard is quite strict because he served in the Army. Miss Rose, on the other hand, is very kind. We don't argue much.
Thank you, Mr. Williams.
So, what do you need from me?
That'll be all for now. Thank you, Mr. Williams, for your time.
Of course. Thank you, Mr. Ferry, for helping me.
I can't let you through before I see the pass, sir. Thank you.
Come in.
Good day, Mr. Jackson.
Ah, Mr. Ferry. Welcome. I was a bit surprised that you still take cases as a public defense attorney.
I needed a change.
Really? So now you decided to help a drug dealer and a gangster? I guess you know how it'll probably end, aren't you? And for what? The difference between a public defender's and a private attorney's salaries is beyond comparison. So my question is, why bother?
As I said, I needed a change.
Sounds mysterious and private. I'm not digging deeper then. Have you talked to your client yet?
Yes, I have.
So, you know his point of view on the whole situation. Any thoughts?
I'm open to the conversation. But first, I'd like to examine the evidence to verify my thoughts.
I'm glad to hear that. The healthy cooperation between prosecution and criminal attorneys is vital. Let's go to the evidence room, shall we?
The evidence room's around here. It's the one with the windowed wall.
This is it. Drugs, pictures taken at the spot, statements, and the police report. The last one won't be introduced in the court.
Because of hearsay? So the man who arrested my client will testify in the court?
That's correct.
There isn't really a lot of it.
Indeed. Your client was caught during a police operation to take down one of the gangs operating in the area. Do you want me to briefly explain the situation?
Yes, please. I want to know both perspectives.
Right. Mr. Williams is in his mid-20s. He has a wife and a small kid. He works as an independent taxi driver and a courier.
Independent. Is he self-employed?
Yes, a friendly guy from the neighborhood who can drive you anywhere you want or deliver things directly and faster than UPD, Del-X, or other postal services.
So, how did he get himself into, as you claim, criminal activities presented in charges?
2 months ago, Owen was hired by Robin Smith, also known as RS, one of the leaders of the Southside Snakes, a drug-dealing gang working in the area. The defendant was asked to deliver a certain package, and he agreed to it. They met in the tenement house where Robin resided. The whole block had already been under surveillance back then, and the police waited for any good occasion to enter. When your client left the area with the package, the assault group entered the building and secured a significant quantity of drugs. Meanwhile, Mr. Williams was followed by Detective Roberts. He wanted to find out who was going to be the recipient of the package. Unfortunately, Mr. Williams was stopped on his way by a police patrol, presumably for running a red light. Fearing that the intervention would scare Williams away, Roberts decided to cancel the action and arrest the defendant on the spot. Of course, a package filled with narcotics was found in the passenger seat.
Did he resist?
As far as I know, he didn't. And of course he played dumb. That he didn't know what was in the package, nor he knew he was doing errands for a gang.
Maybe he really didn't know.
Oh, please. He's either really stupid or a good actor. Do you think the jury will buy this story? I really doubt that.
We'll see. Can I work with the evidence now?
Feel free. I'll be in my office. Stop by when you finish. You might have some more questions.
So that was the statement presented by my client in the presence of the previous attorney.
Hi, Miss Alexander. This is Larry with the DPP Service Desk. I'm calling in reference to ticket number 301-015-68378 for the shared drive request to move folders to its original location. That's been done previously, so you probably do see that. The SFC team did ask for you to submit a team folder request for the additional folders that you needed. The original call was to move the original shared back to its original location, and you also needed access to data team scan, original management, and the water center. For those two, you can go to Tools and Resources, Form Center, then you'll see Information Technology, and then it's access, and then you see Teams folder request. I have somebody fill that out. I think it needs management approval, and submit it, and they'll go ahead and give you access to those shares. And I'm going to go ahead and close out this ticket. We can always re-open it if you have any comments. Give us a call. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye.
I haven't done yet. This is the key evidence. This package with a significant amount of cocaine could send my client behind bars for quite a long time. That's one piece of evidence. Seems the packaged cocaine was transported in this bag. Can I learn something more about it? Well, that's the police report written by the officer who detained Williams. Let's take a look. The officer admitted that Owen Williams didn't resist during the search of the car, but started to get nervous when drugs were discovered. Good day.
Good day, sir. Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like...
First and last...
Owen Williams.
Mr. Ferry. Ah, yes. We got...
Perfect.
Please wait.
Right.
Mr. Ferry,
That's me.
please follow me.
That man over there must be Owen Williams.
Take your time, sir.
Good day, Mr. Williams. I'm Mark Ferry from Ferry and Sonnenberg. How do you do?
Hi. Well, I'm all right, I guess.
I'm your new lawyer, Mr. Williams. All I know...
There's...
You don't have to...
All right.
Thank you.
So, what do you need from me?
I've read your testimony at the DA's office, but I'd like you to tell me about the events from that day. Don't skip any details, even if you decided to leave them out with your previous attorney. I need to know everything.
We didn't skip anything.
Mr. Williams, I want you to tell me about the events from that day.
Haven't you read my testimony? It's all there.
I haven't been to the DA's office yet. I wanted to meet you first. Would you mind telling me your story like you did to Mr. Morgan? Besides, you could omit some unnecessary details in the testimony.
Hey, are you suggesting something?
Mr. Williams, I need you to trust me. If there's anything else I should know, except the provided information, I must know it.
It's like I said to the police. In the morning of that day, before I went out, I had gotten a call from a guy who wanted me to deliver a package from one guy to him. He said it was quite urgent to go there immediately. He even added that Delex, that courier company, didn't want to meet his request and send somebody there as soon as possible.
Wasn't this a bit odd for you? Delex does that kind of service. I make similar requests from time to time.
Honestly, I didn't care about that. I have a family. I need to bring home the bacon. Collecting people and some deliveries is my job.
Was this the first time that he contacted you? Did you work for him earlier?
That was the first time. The guy's from the north side. At least the address where I was supposed to take the parcel was in that part of the city. Rarely anybody out of my neighborhood calls me to use my services.
All right, let's get back to the day of the arrest.
Okay, so I drove to the given address and I met this Robin fella. He was from the south side like me. He waited for me in an apartment block, not in the best area even for the south side. But poor people don't mean gangsters immediately. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
So, I met him. There were 2 other men there too, but they didn't talk to me at all. I felt quite weird, like I didn't belong there. There was something intimidating in them.
And you still accepted the contract?
As I said, man's gotta eat. I didn't want to turn down the guy's offer and damage my reputation. Besides, those men were quite quick. That Robin guy gave me a duffel bag and asked to deliver it to Mr. Tiller as soon as possible. That's it. I left the apartment and drove to the north side.
What happened next?
Soon after I entered the north side, I was stopped by the police. I thought those pigs did because of my black skin, because obviously people of color don't belong to the rich whites from north side suburbs. But I also considered that I could run a red light.
And then they arrested you?
Not immediately. I pulled over and then a police officer, a regular one, asked me for my driver's license and the vehicle registration. I thought, damn, gonna get a ticket and that's all for my extra money? But then, another car came up, a civilian one. The driver, who wore a trench coat, came out and hurriedly approached me and the cop. He showed his badge and introduced himself as Detective Roberts from the TCPD and asked me to open the duffel bag.
Where was it?
Next to me, on the passenger seat. I didn't know what was going on, so I opened it and there was a package wrapped in plastic foil. That detective cut the foil with his knife, and there was a quite lot of white powder inside. I quickly realized there were drugs, and I freaked out.
Did you fight or struggle?
I was extremely upset and scared. Somebody could say I was aggressive, but they were just emotions. I didn't attack or hurt anybody. That's it. That's all my story.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Williams.
So, what do you need from me?
Let's talk about the parcel, which is the reason you're here.
What do you want to know?
Did you know the bag contained drugs?
God, no, I didn't.
Was the bag your possession itself?
No, it belonged to this Robin guy. He already gave it to me with the contents inside.
And you didn't want to take a peek inside?
Why would I? I delivered many packages to my clients. It isn't really professional to spy on them. All I need to know about the transport is presented by my client. Whether the parcel is fragile and needs extra caution and so on, does it need a bigger trunk, and so on.
Based on your meeting with Robin and his associates, weren't you suspicious about the package?
Normally, I would be, but I drove many people in their goods, which could be suspicious at the first glimpse, but eventually, they were innocent.
All right, so to sum up, you had no idea about the contents of the bag. Nobody told you, nor did you open it and look inside.
Well, I actually opened it.
How come?
The detective forced me to open it when they stopped me. He pointed a gun at me and yelled something like, "Open the bag, but slowly."
Noted.
So, what do you need from me?
I got back from the DA's office. The prosecutor has offered a plea bargain.
All right, I'm listening.
Unfortunately, the prosecution remains unwavering. We had an argument. It's a long story. But there'll be no plea bargain. But even if they change their mind, I wouldn't expect anything better than what we can fight at in court.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ferry.
They really do. We'll have to fight ferociously.
Damn them. Those sons of bitches.
Please, don't let those jerks affect you. We fight like lions at the court, and we'll win the best possible outcome.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ferry. So, what do you need from me?
Let's talk about your previous attorney. What did he suggest? What kind of strategy did you undertake?
Well, he told me it would be rather difficult to prove I had a serious connection with the gang unless they found key evidence. However, I could have a hard time proving I didn't know I was carrying the drugs. Do you agree with him?
Mr. Morgan was right. The jury and the judge usually don't buy the "I didn't know" argument. I don't say it's impossible, but there has to be more than your word to prove you clearly couldn't possibly know about the contents of the parcel. And let's be honest, we might be living in a free country, but it's still defiled with systematic racism. Many individuals tend to believe that black people are indeed involved in drug-related crimes quite frequently. The incarceration rate of them is 7 times higher than the incarceration rate for the whites.
I understand. That's why Mr. Morgan suggested we should try to reach a plea bargain.
It's very wise. If the prosecution dropped the most serious charges, you could get out of prison relatively soon. Or maybe not go at all, but pay a larger fine. Of course, Mr. Williams. A lot of cases are closed before the trial starts. I believe the prosecution might want to offer a plea bargain because the case seems to be much bigger, and I believe they want to focus on real gangsters. The point is to get the best possible deal.
That's good. Mr. Morgan said that's the best shot for me.
I'll let you know later how things went at the DA's office.
So, what do you need from me?
That'll be all for now. Thank you, Mr. Williams, for your time.
Of course. Thank you, Mr. Ferry, for helping me.